The reality in India is that today we are the country with the largest ever population and the largest, youngest youth population, right? It's at 600 million young people, 254 million adolescents, and it's imperative for us to actually recognize some of the indicators for which we all need to come together, collaborate. You look at our education stats, you have approximately 50% of girls who are dropping out, 23 million girls who are dropping out of school, and 54% of adolescent girls are anemic. The Dasra Adolescence Collaborative was established and launched in 2015. Before that, in 2007, the avatar was the Dasra Girl Alliance. It evolved into the Dasra Adolescence Collaborative. The Dasra Adolescent Collaborative has gone through multiple phases of growth, and if I can say so, multiple aspects of learning. And based on learnings, looking at how do we learn, reflect, and come back to what we can do better to serve the communities for whom the collaborative has been established, right? There are a few aspects that we have been working on, and to frame what we say, how we're working on it, we call it field building. A few things. One is resource mobilization. That's pretty fundamental to our development and social sector. But here the idea is not just resources in terms of funds flowing from philanthropy to NGOs and the civil society, but also unlocking transformational funds that you require. The second thing is in terms of public systems and policy. Public systems and policy again is to say that if schemes, acts, policies exist for the population that we're working on, how do we ensure that it is not only that the funds are deployed towards how they're supposed to, but to other things also, is that how do you ensure that the ethos of that act or policy, the goal with which that policy has been devised, is kept intact and reaching again the populations that we want to. The third piece is in terms of the field level agenda. Now, what do we mean by the field level agenda is really ensuring that you're bringing alignment across the different actors that exist. If we really want to make lasting, sustainable change, it's important to leverage each of the stakeholders' strengths and have them align broadly to a set of goals. Each organization, of course, will have its own ethos, way of functioning, and its expertise which they should retain. However, how do you enable them coming together to work in coordination with each other to ensure that that momentum stays? The next one is actors. In terms of actors is to say that how do you bring together and build the capacity of the different stakeholders in the system, again to ensure that you're pushing a concerted goal forward. The next piece is knowledge base. Now in knowledge base, again, we are familiar with research, academic research, technical papers, but here the idea is not just the research that sometimes remains on shelves, but really practitioner-led insight, understanding of what works how in which communities. And this is really, in today's day and age, it's very important for us to understand community-centered ways of implementing something, and how do you build the capacity, how do you therefore bring out the knowledge of, say, in the Northeast, how is a particular scheme going to work versus in South India, based on the cultural context, how is something going to work? It's really this insight and knowledge that's important. And lastly is the infrastructure, right? In terms of infrastructure is really some of the significant fundamental systems, processes that need to exist. If we talk about the strategic priorities that we all will work on, what is the collaboration metrics, how do we come together, these are the aspects of field building.
तो अगर हम फील्ड बिल्डिंग फ्रेमवर्क की बात कर रहे हैं, तो दसरा का जो थ्योरी ऑफ चेंज है, अगर हम उसको उसके ट्रेड से अगर अलाइन करते हैं, तो जो अलाइनमेंट है वो ये प्रूफ कर रहा, वो ये बता रहा है कि ये एक बहुत अच्छा फ्रेमवर्क निकल कर आ रहा है। तो जैसे हम दसरा की बात कर रहे हैं तो दसरा स्ट्रैटेजी, कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग, नेटवर्किंग, गवर्नेंस और कैपिटल रेजिंग और डिप्लॉइंग जैसे काम करता है। तो दसरा एज अ बैकबोन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन निकल कर आ रहा है इस इनिशिएटिव के लिए।
If we look at some of the numbers of what was achieved, the metrics, indicators of the goals that we achieved, we can see that the Dasra Adolescence Collaborative engaged more than 22 funders across foundations, individuals, corporates, etc., and raised and unlocked US dollars 68 million, right? We were able to unlock 1 million government funding, and that's just what we've been able to track. We were able to publish and disseminate over 40 knowledge products, and finally, one of the most exciting and fulfilling aspects about the collaborative has been the campaigns that were run, designed by young people and reaching and involving 27 million young people, like Ab Meri Bari and Youth Ke Bol.